Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you in another video. All right, so freestyling it, winging it as I always do. I didn't have anything really in mind in regards to the Lakers right now. Just anticipating a basketball game that should be very good for our team in regards to bouncing back and showing the Denver Nuggets that we can play 48 minutes of basketball. That doesn't have it so that they can have so many rebounds in the first quarter, fronting them all them points and boards like we did. Just for us to only lose by 6, you know what I mean? If we play a full 48 minutes the way that we were supposed to play it, I think the result is dramatically different. And so every game is its own entity. Obviously, we got another game in altitude, so that's going to affect us however it does. But at the end of the day, I'm just looking around at the bulletin board material Mike Malone is providing us. And I'm just kind of looking at the situation like, I think I'm looking at the situation wondering if it's going to work. What he's doing, trying to get in D-Lo's head, trying to get into our team's head, trying to identify who he believes may be the weakest link. Because the reality is this. Block out all the noise. Mike Malone is an extremely fantastic coach, and he knows when he's up against it. What he doesn't need is D'Angelo Russell having confidence and lighting him up with ice in his veins from behind his arc. Why? Because that piece, D'Angelo, is the ultimate equalizer to all that efficiency bullcrap that his team is known for. If D'Lo is playing like D'Lo's best, that negates their offense to a degree. All that super offense crap they got, he can hit every shot they can. Jamal Murray, all them dudes, he can match their shot selection when he's in it, when he's zoned in. And so I think he's a teetering piece. If you're Mike Malone, you look at him saying he can teeter either way. But one thing you cannot do is nothing if you're Mike Malone. Because what I've identified is he doesn't have a bunch of players who are going to take the fight to the Lakers verbally and try to get in our heads mentally. He has that personality as a coach, but his players don't. And so he's going to need to, for his style, he needs to be able to get into our heads and have us thinking about ourselves, have us thinking about infighting, have us thinking about not trusting the ball, going certain places, particularly places that can really hurt him. And that place is D'Angelo Russell. That's the place that can hurt him bad. The efficiency of Austin Reeves, the efficiency of all these other players that we got, it can go a lot of different ways. But if D'Lo's playing well, that's 130 points he got to deal with, basically. There's 130 points that he has to deal with. If D'Lo's playing poorly, you can remove 30 of them points, and his offense can take over. Whatever his defensive deficiencies is as a team, they're made up in the implosion of D'Angelo Russell, and that's what he's counting on. D'Angelo's already struggling. He's trying to pile it on by verbalizing his arrogance in regards to shutting him down. So this is just him bullying D'Angelo Russell. If you want to know the truth, he's identifying D'Angelo Russell as the weak piece, and he's bullying that kid, and he's hoping it'll help us, force us into doing things we have no business doing, like trying to force D'Lo to be in the highest scorer in the game, or trying to even worse, losing faith in D'Lo as we use him and he makes certain mistakes while he's struggling. This infighting, or the breakdown of what it is that keeps us together, is what Mike Malone thinks is his best chance at defending us, since he knows damn well his team cannot. So we're on top of it. That's basically what it is. Laker Nation on top of it, baby. Mike Malone, you are not dealing with people who haven't dealt with you. That's what I want you to know. I ain't forgot all that stuff you was talking in the bubble. You forgot it. Ain't forgot it. It's all fair game. Ain't nobody mad at you, but we're in the middle of battle. So we know what it is. And attacking our players, identifying who's weak in our situation, and then trying to attack them shows me that you're afraid of him. That's all that shows. Mike Malone is showing me exactly how insecure he and his team is about coming up against us. Because everything they're showing us is some kind of, we got it all under control. We got it all under control. That's their attitude about everything. And you know what? They ain't bothering us at all. Who was in the way last time he tried to get a championship? Who was in the way? Us. Purple and gold. That's who was in the way. So while he wants to go over here and try to do all this and act like the 27-point deficit we overcame on his home floor didn't happen, you know what I mean? Trying to downplay the adjustment we made that was Wildly effective. Wildly effective. You know what I mean? And so that's really what it comes down to. Like I said, I'm not mad. Absolutely not. I'm just in battle. It's the Western Conference Finals. You feel me? And I'm preparing my team. And I realize what type of little weasel, deviant little tactics that the coach is using to try to get into our heads to defend us by way of our possible implosion if it works. So I'm just telling all our teammates, all of our fan base, everybody who's paying attention to this. If you following how I'm feeling, Mike Malone is going to be getting booed a lot when he comes to Staples Center. We need to bring the fight to who's bringing it to us. I don't see Mike Malone as any different than Dillon Brooks, bro. He ain't no different. It's the same spirit. It's a competitive energy that can't beat us, challenging us, thinking it's going to work for him because he can't defend us any other way. Same energy, bro. Same energy. And it is food. It was food then, it's food now. Because if they don't do that, they're left with just what they can do. And that's dealing with us. Maybe they can, maybe they can't. But if he felt like he could without doing all that, he wouldn't do all that. So, like I said, we done dealt with Mike Malone before. This ain't the first time we dealt with him. We dealt with him in the bubble in the Western Conference Finals. We dealt with him in the bubble in the Western Conference Finals. In case people don't understand what I mean by that, he didn't get to the finals. So that's really what that is, man. This is not a situation where my team has to prove itself to the Denver Nuggets. That's what needs to be said. This ain't that. We're the ones that won the championship last time we saw each other. We're the ones that won the championship the time before we saw them. So it's not, this ain't that. The media will make you seem like Jokic is the greater player in this situation, but we know who the greater player is. It's LeBron James. He's already proven it. He's already proven that. Everything Jokic is trying to do, Bron already did. Probably twice. So if you want to cash in and you want to do all this, Bron is still playing at a top 15 level in the league right now. That's why his team's in the Western Conference Finals. So, and he's doing that with a hurt foot. So I'm just, I'm saying? I'm cool. Like, they are a good enough team to where even if I feel this bravado and all that, we can still go out there and lose. They got altitude, all that. We'll be humble if that team goes out there and beats us fair and square. But all these little tactics that Mike Malone is trying to use, trying to put different things out there for his team to try to use to try to get in our heads, I'm letting y'all know we on top of that. We ain't letting none of that slide on BDF 44 channel, bro. None of it. We have been following our team for 2 years straight on this channel. Every step of the way. Every step of the way. And we get to this point, and I know, after all the conversations we had on this channel about this team, I know that we're facing a team that we can beat. Now, whether or not we beat them or not, they're a high challenge. All that comes down to what happens when the ball gets tipped. But what I know is all these little tactics that these teams are using, they are using because they're afraid of us. Every last one of them, every single one of them. And where's Dillon Brooks right now? Where's Draymond Green right now? Where's Desmond Bane right now? All these people have been talking about, where are they right now, fam? See what I'm saying? And we're here. So while they've been poking the bear, calling us old, poking this bear, saying that we need to prove something to them when we didn't already proven those things over and over again, poking the bear, making all kinds of statements about how our players are a lesser cachet than the Denver Nugget superstar that they have and all of that. Just a bunch of disrespect that we keep getting thrown at us. And I just want my team to absorb that in a very constructive way and be competitive in our nature when considering what they're doing. How do we beat them? By doing the things better that we haven't been doing very well. Transition defense, rebounding the ball, keeping them off the offensive glass, continuing to shoot a high percentage if possible, especially from the free throw line, take the freebies. Keeping our turnovers low. We only had 7 in the last game. They ain't forcing no turnovers. They don't play no damn defense. I call them Enver. You're taking the D out of there. They don't play that. Enver Nuggets. Period. Sick of the disrespect. That's what their name is till further notice. And as far as I could tell, they're showing me that they are the most insecure 1-0 team I've ever seen. In the history of the time I've been watching basketball, I've never seen a team have a 1-0 lead and act this weak about it. You won! You won! So I don't understand the Denver Nuggets as it pertains to how they're trying to attack us. As it pertains to their point of view and how they're trying to... Like, if you have such a position of power, then why are you doing so much outside of the sport to try to get in our head? So look, hey, if it's getting in our head, I'll take it. I'll say it's in mine. It ain't getting on the team. It ain't gonna work on D'Lo. D'Lo was working on shooting shots after the game, man. Whatever you're saying about him, he's probably saying even more about himself. So I ain't worried about that. D'Lo gonna self-motivate. We got him. AD, I like his energy. Seeing him walking into the arena, he look as focused as he did in game one. I think we're gonna get a good focused AD. He knows he's going up against the toughest task, but he also knows he's overcome this task already. Remember, we beat that dude already in 2020. Oh, they got a different team. We got a different team. Even though they ain't going to tell you that when considering. Nevertheless, the Enver Nuggets got to prove to me that they want to put the D back in their name. Until then, I have nothing else really to share in regards to my opinion about that aspect of it. Their offense is awesome. Some people call them Enver Nuggets, since that's all they really do. They're Enver Nuggets. They ain't play no D, but that's an O there for sure. So that's pretty much what I got to say, man. I didn't really have no analysis. Not at all. I just wanted to acknowledge all the disrespect as I'm continuing to absorb it as a diehard Laker fan and all the little tactics that are being used to try to get in our players' heads. Just want to encourage D'Lo to understand that we got your back here in LA. We drafted you. You know what I'm saying? So there ain't going to be no crazy talk like that about what you can or cannot do when we know what you can do and we know you're struggling. We know the calluses are there and we know ain't nobody mentioning it. The calluses are there. Ain't nobody mentioning it. The calluses are there in D'Lo's foot. In case people want to admit all of that while they're talking about how he's struggling, we won't allow him to. He's playing through injury. You should commend him for that, as he doesn't complain about it. So, yeah, man, we ain't accepting no D'Lo slander. If we want to get on players who are not playing well, we will get on their case as we see fit. But it ain't gonna be no outside coaches, outside players trying to infiltrate our stuff without no resistance, fam. That's not how we roll. This is purple and gold. And you're at war with us if you're Enver or anybody else that wants to talk crazy about the LA Lakers. My name is BDF44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.